Right now, 2 News brings you total news coverage. This is 2 News.
Only on 2. You're at the controls of a 500-ton train. A car pulls into your path. What can you do?
Continuing coverage.
From the Motor City, a GM executive speaks out about the future of Delphi Automotive Systems. I'm Jerry Lowe, and that story coming up on 2 News.
And our top story, only on 2.
A black mannequin found hanging from a tree. Have hate crimes come to Antioch College? I'm Madeline Firsty. I'll have the story coming up on 2 News tonight.
That is our top story, a disturbing discovery with racial overtones tonight at Antioch College.
2 students find a black mannequin hanging from a tree right outside the student union. Reporter Madeline Firsty joins us from the newsroom with a 2 News exclusive. Madeline?
Mark, Molly, we were up at Antioch College in Greene County up in Yellow Springs tonight, and we actually talked to the 2 students who cut that mannequin out of the tree. And at Antioch College, easily one of the most liberal colleges here in the Miami Valley, this really has students and faculty outraged. The rope is still swinging from the tree branch. It used to be a tire swing, but someone hanged a black mannequin from this rope Sunday night. 2 students on the way to the union first spotted it hanging there.
It was facing my building with a sign on its back that said, "Happy New Monday," and in parentheses, "from the colors of Antioch." And we went to the cafeteria, and that's when we decided to cut it down.
Dean of Students Scott Warren says the legal definition may or may not fit that of a hate crime, but that's exactly what it looks like to him.
Well, it has a hateful effect. I don't see how anyone could deny that.
Associate Dean Jimmy Williams says he was shocked to see the mannequin sitting in the dean's office.
But anytime you have a mannequin, swinging from a rope with a sign around it, and maybe it's just because I've been a black man in this country for 46 years, but I know, there's a couple of things that come through my mind, and none of it's nice.
Sophomore Gloria Maximo says the whole thing has really shaken her.
I think we're frustrated because we thought this was the kind of place where people wouldn't dare do that kind of thing, and then seeing it done, it's sort of like a slap in the face, and maybe a reminder that we have to just be more active and, I don't know, make it known that we don't accept that kind of behavior.
And police are still investigating. They do not have any suspects, and we still don't know what that message hanging around the mannequin means. But the students have already banded together in a show of support. They've planned a candlelight vigil for Wednesday, as well as a march. Live in the newsroom, Madeline Firsty, 2 News tonight. Back to you.
And the death toll now stands at 38 from the tornadoes that ripped through central Florida overnight. Among the dead, a toddler who was ripped from his parents' arms. 13 people still missing at this hour. More than 250 are injured. Wind speeds reached 210 miles an hour as the tornado's wrath spread over a 60-mile stretch. Officials say this is by far the worst swarm of tornadoes in Florida's recorded history.
And from our top stories now to your forecast first, let's check in with Carl to see what's new. Carl.
Well, thanks, Molly, and we're going to see a little milder temperatures for us tomorrow afternoon. We'll start out tomorrow morning with some clouds, and there is even a chance there might be a light rain shower around through the morning hours, and then some sunshine mixing with the clouds in the afternoon. High near 50. 7 a.m. tomorrow morning as you get started, 35. Noon up to about 46. And the 5 o'clock temperature will be right around 50. Coming up in about 15 minutes, I'll look ahead to the next couple of days. Big warm-up coming our way. I'll tell you all about that.
Delphi Automotive Systems is unveiling its cutting-edge technology this week in Detroit, but what is catching the attention of thousands of local GM workers is the uncertainty of their financially troubled plants. 2 News reporter Gary Lowe attended that automotive expo today in the Motor City. He spoke with Delphi's president about workers' concerns.
Delphi President J.T. Battenberg is concerned about the financial health of 6 of the system's 200 factories, which he says are troubled plants.
It's a plant that's losing a lot of money. It's a plant that has no plan to get to 5% net income margins, and in the short term, there's no plan to break even.
Although Battenberg is willing to define a troubled plant, he refuses to say whether or not the 2 Dayton brake plants and the Kettering suspension plant are listed in that category.
We don't discuss that with the press. Never have, never will.
Battenberg toured the 3 Miami Valley plants a couple weeks ago, and local union leaders say he put the wheels in motion for a possible sale of those operations. Delphi Automotive Systems and hundreds of competitors are showcasing their latest technology at the annual Auto Engineers Expo in Detroit. They're all trying to gain future manufacturing business from potential customers.
Is there a possibility that you could take this technology that you're developing now and put it in place in the troubled plants that those turn themselves around? What's the possibility of that?
We don't discuss where we put our businesses for competitive reasons.
Exhibitors are competing for business from a limited pool of customers in an increasingly competitive industry.
I think every plant has to be constantly working on trying to understand their cost structure, trying to understand what it takes to make a profit so that they can get initial capital invested in their projects and then ongoing capital.
The GM executive says he plans to be in the Miami Valley next month. In Detroit, Gary Lowe, 2 News.
And a Delphi spokesperson tells 2 News that members of UAW Local 696 here in Dayton are invited to Detroit this week to see the latest technology exhibits, as they are every year. But still, we are told no meetings are planned with GM officials.
The focus was also on the future of Dayton schools tonight as well. Officials from the Edison Project were in town to answer questions from concerned teachers and parents. Superintendent James Williams wants to turn 5 Dayton schools into so-called charter schools run by Edison as for-profit operations. Edison proposes spending $9 million on Roth and Wilbur Wright Middle and Addison, Jane Addams, and McGuffey Elementary Schools. There will be a heavy emphasis on math, reading, and technology if it happens, and every Edison family would have a computer after the first year. Our Marcella Raymond was the moderator at tonight's forum. And it will be at least 2 weeks before a Northridge varsity basketball coach learns if he will continue to have that job. The school board met tonight to discuss the future of first-year coach Russ Sponsell, but put off any final action until March the 9th. Sponsell is under fire for allegedly being abusive to one of his players.
And police have given up the search tonight for a missing 19-year-old woman, but they are not giving up the hope of finding her eventually. 2 News reporter Sarah Underwood joins us live from Darke County with late-breaking details on the search for Linda Topp. Sarah.
Molly, friends and family searched all day all over North Star for Lynn Topp on their own. And at 5:30, investigators sought the help of a canine search and rescue team, and the dogs actually stopped where the only piece of evidence was found.
Yeah, if it gets hotter, the faster we go.
The search began here on State Route 127, where Lynn Topp used to begin her 4-mile walk each morning.
Good girl. I know. Let's go.
Even though hundreds of people have walked this track in the last 2 days in search of the missing girl, the canines still have the ability to pick out Lynn Topp's scent.
She's got to smell something from the person to imprint it in her mind who she's supposed to look for. That way she can distinguish through everybody else.
And the dogs seem to be able to distinguish something here.
Bust. Find. Good girl. It's real strong into that corner.
Yes, it was. Very
real strong at the corner.
Finally, by 8:30, the dogs abruptly stopped their search right here, the exact place where Lynn Topp's Walkman was found.
With the article of clothing that we had for them to keep sniffing at, it seemed like they picked it up at different times. But, you know, we're talking about at least 3 days old now, so, you know, we might be asking miracles out of some of these dogs.
While a miracle may bring investigators closer to Lynn Topp, according to the sheriff, the 19-year-old is still missing and the circumstances are still suspicious. Now tomorrow, investigators will continue following up leads and interviewing witnesses, and I should also mention a $5,000 reward has been put out for anyone with information. Reporting live in Darke County, Sarah Underwood, 2 News, now back to you.
Linda Topp was last seen wearing blue jogging pants, a maroon sweatshirt with the word Arizona on it, plus white tennis shoes. She stands about 5'4" and weighs roughly 150 pounds, has brown hair and brown eyes. Take a good look at that picture. If you have any information about Lynn Topp, you are asked to call the Darke County Sheriff's Office. That number is 937-548-2020. And a call from a frightened grandmother tonight turns into a brawl with several officers. She called police saying that she was being held against her will by her grandson. And when police arrived, they heard a loud noise that sounded something like either gunfire or a small explosion. So officers went inside and pulled the teen out on the porch, causing a major struggle. Police say that suspect has a history of domestic violence. He's been charged with aggravated menacing and is in jail tonight. The grandmother is okay.
The 2 men arrested in the Nevada anthrax scare have now been cleared of all biological weapons charges, but Larry Wayne Harris remains jailed on a new charge from here in Ohio. He is now accused of violating his probation for a 1995 conviction for illegally ordering bubonic plague by mail. The two had faced counts of possessing a biological material, but tests showed the material seized from the men is actually a harmless anthrax vaccine. And President Clinton says if Saddam Hussein doesn't keep his word, the consequences will be very serious. The president tonight is giving cautious approval to the UN deal with Iraq to allow unconditional inspection of suspected weapons sites. Clinton says the large U.S. military force will remain in that region for some time.
Well, heart disease has a big enemy tonight, new technology.
Plus, if your child has asthma, we have exciting news for you.
And next, we take you to the controls of a 500-ton train, and a car has stalled on the tracks.
You've spotted a car that's easier to own. Ford Taurus is the car you can gas up and forget about. Because from front to rear, Taurus's no-charge maintenance program covers all normal schedule maintenance. Belts, hoses, tire rotation, maintenance inspection, oil and filters, and more. For 3 years or 36,000 miles, just add gas. Because at your best quality Ford dealer, there's more to afford. And now you can drive a brand new 98 Ford Taurus for just $249 a month for 36 months.
Stop right there. Don't spend $1 on a new camper, RV, or accessory before you visit Ohio's largest camper and RV show February 26th through March 1st at Hera. Don't drive all the way to Indiana. Browse hundreds of campers, RVs, conversion vans, and accessories right here in Dayton. Show features include an antique camper trailer, a remote-controlled racetrack, and hunting dog demonstrations, as well as Animal Talk, an interactive presentation with live animals. It's the Dayton Camper and RV Show, nowhere else but Hera.
Here's our idea. Show us what's new in computer technology.
We're gathered here in Las Vegas to look at about 10,000 new products representing over 2,300 companies.
This is running off the K6, right?
AT type form factor chassis.
K6 with a 3D accelerator. How many megahertz?
You guys are pretty sharp. You know all of this stuff. Many of these products have never been seen before. If you want to program on the fly, this is really cool.
Showing the next generation of computers to the next generation. Best Buy. Now that's a great idea.
Yeah.
We're so obsessed with testing our all-new 98 Kia Sophia,
I never seen nothing like that. Must be a government thing.
we decided to take it for a 100,000-mile road trip. After all the coffee and all the miles, we're still going strong. And we've learned one thing. A well-made car can go 100,000 miles and cost thousands less than a Honda. Kia. It's about time everyone had a well-made car.
What do you do when you approach a railroad crossing? Have you ever tried to beat the train?
Well, last year, right here in Ohio, 137 people played that deadly game and they lost. In fact, 24 of them lost their lives. Tonight in my continuing special report, Point of Impact, we put you at the controls of 500 tons of steel, a place where you are powerless if someone tries to beat the train.
Channel 1, 8166, roger.
The railroad industry is growing in Ohio. In fact, we now rank 4th nationally in the number of rail cars handled. But we also rank in the number of car-train crashes, something this engineer knows all too well.
It's traumatizing. It really is, you know, and we're affected greatly by that.
In his 32 years of working on the railroad, John Demetrio has been involved in 15 crossing accidents and at least 5 accidents with pedestrians.
When they proceed around those gates, they're playing Russian roulette because they really can't judge the speed of the train.
When you see that blazing headlight off in the distance, it really is deceiving. Not only how far away it is, but how fast it's really traveling.
Most people don't realize the speed of the train. They don't understand the type of forces that they're competing with. If they knew that if you get hit by a train, your chances of dying are 40 times greater than if you collide with another car.
500 tons of steel. That's why it takes a train traveling 55 miles an hour, more than a mile, to come to a complete stop. A fact that is deadly if you take the gamble and try to cross in its path.
With, you know, cars, even large trucks, it's almost as if they're not there, you know. The only way you know sometimes is you visually see them. I've done everything I could do in an emergency situation, that is apply the brakes in emergency, the train brakes, and beyond that, I'm powerless, you know, and and everything is fate beyond that point. You know, it's totally out of my hands, out of my control.
The train crews are victims in these crashes too. These are men and women out doing their job when suddenly a motorist puts themselves in a position that the train cannot avoid.
In fact, some engineers who've been involved in fatal crashes simply aren't able to continue, working instead in the rail yard where they don't come in contact with motorists. Now that you've seen it through their eyes, tomorrow we put you behind the wheel, strapped into a car, stuck in the path of a 500-ton moving train, and you can't get out. The actual collision on Point of Impact tomorrow at 5.
Changing gears now, children have a new, safer medicine to combat asthma tonight. The Food and Drug Administration has approved the use of a drug called Singulair. It is the first once-a-day pill, by the way, to help prevent asthma attacks in children as young as 6 years old. Adults can take it too, by the way. And unlike current asthma medicines that use steroids, Singulair doesn't contain steroids, which can stunt the growth of children, so that's the positive thing. And also, they are warning tonight that Singulair is not a cure for asthma and should still carry their inhalers. 30 years ago, a person suffering from a heart attack didn't have a chance, or much chance anyway, of recovery, but tonight it is a whole different story. The types of heart procedures that doctors perform in 1998 have changed drastically since they were first introduced many years ago. Tonight, doctors do more than just stabilize patients. They can literally bring them back from the dead. Tomorrow, on 2 News at 5 o'clock, Marcia Bonhart explores this new technology that gives heart patients a new lease on life.
And next, dramatic pictures as a man and his 2 dogs are rescued from certain death.
Channel 2 is a proud sponsor of Kettering Medical Center's HeartFest 98.
Come to the free seminar Leading the Way in Heart Disease Treatment on Tuesday, February 24th or Thursday, the 26th at Kettering Memorial Hospital. To register, call 296-7899.
You got anything that runs on tips?
How about a car that runs on pennies a day?
Corolla's the car, and today's the day. With a limited time Corolla lease special of just $149 a month. That's about $6 a day.
What about...
Now that's a dog.
A sandwich just isn't a sandwich without the tangy zip of Miracle Whip.
3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Jack!
Avoid food that causes nappy time. At Subway, our fresh value meals satisfy you without the side effects. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
Now, with 3.9% APR for 36 or 48 months, almost anyone can swing a 98 Civic.
Rescue workers near Los Angeles had their hands full saving a man and his 2 dogs. The trio became stranded on an island in the Arroyo Wash when the recent rains came, flooding out the wash. All 3 escaped injury, and eventually they walked home.
Just hanging on there.
Huh.
We felt the drop tonight. Cold snap.
A little cooler around the area
lightweight.
today. Yeah, well, wear a jacket. But temperature-wise for us today, really we're right where we should be for this time of the year. We had a high temperature in the lower 40s and our normal highs in the lower 40s. 42 was our high. Normal low 41 this time of the year. But again, the morning low continued to be well above normal at 36, normal low 23. And a year ago, not bad, 25 and 44. Right now at 11 o'clock, skies are partly to mostly cloudy, but it's dry tonight. 35 in Dayton, 89% humidity. Northwest wind light at 5, and our barometer is on the rise. Well, high temperatures today above normal. Most areas of the country, 30s and 40s over the north, spring like 50s, 60s, and 70s in the south. Now a nice warming trend over the next couple of days. Look at this warm weather from the south, and by Wednesday, we're going to be looking at our high temperatures well up into the 50s, 60s, 70s to the south. Atlanta will be up around the lower 70s and 70s, even some low 80s down in the southern part of Florida. So a nice warm up over the next several days coming our way. Right now, our weather checkers reporting dry conditions. Bud up in Wapakoneta, 37. Nancy Davis and Pickma, 35. 36 Richmond, 37 Kettering. Bill Telsero over in Xenia, currently at 38. West Milton right now, Sharon Kosovar, 35. 36 Arcanum, 37 Bob Ball and Eaton. And Mike down in Wilmington, currently at 37. Temperatures won't drop much overnight. Those just in the low to mid 30s by tomorrow morning. Doppler 2 regional radar still showing rain hanging on off to the east of us around Pittsburgh and down to Charleston, but even that's moving slowly away from us. We're dry right now, but there is a little area of showers coming out of Iowa into Illinois. That'll continue to come southeastward. If that holds together, we might see a light shower or two move through us tomorrow morning, but I think by noon or early afternoon, that'll be off to the east of us. We'll see a little sunshine mixing with the clouds. That'll get our temperatures in the upper 40s to around 50 by tomorrow afternoon, so temperatures will be pleasant tomorrow afternoon. Satellite picture shows us right on the western edge of this cloud mass to the east, and then here's this next fast-moving system coming in from the west, and again, that'll slide over us later tonight and into tomorrow morning. Then a little sun mixing in with the clouds tomorrow afternoon, then clear weather tomorrow night and Wednesday. Looks beautiful. Another storm along the east coast. This is part of the system that brought the tornadoes to Florida. That's moving up the east coast. A lot of wind now along the east coast, New York City, gusting to 40, 45, 50. That'll be the case again tomorrow, but high pressure coming in for us. A couple of days of pretty decent weather, except for that chance for a shower tomorrow morning. This next system coming east, that'll bring us more rain Thursday and Friday. My forecast for tonight, partly to mostly cloudy overnight tonight. Chilly, lows will be in the low to mid 30s. Then tomorrow, mixed clouds and a little sunshine, and we will have that chance for a light shower tomorrow morning. 7 a.m. temperature 35, noon at 46. 5 o'clock temperature, pretty close to our high, right around 50. And then Wednesday, beautiful day, partly to mostly sunny, nice and pleasant, 56. Then showers, maybe even some thunderstorms Thursday, and more showers Friday and into Saturday. So enjoy next couple of days, even though there might be a shower tomorrow morning. The rest of the next couple of days look pretty good.
Okay, thank you, Carl.
Okay.
The Dayton Marriott hosted an award show tonight honoring those who have made a difference in the lives of kids in the Miami Valley. Daybreak, the Miami Valley's only youth crisis center, handed out the Evangeline Lindsay Awards to LexisNexis employees tonight who volunteer to change the lives of children at Daybreak. The Love a Kid banquet is in its 11th year, and we're happy to say that our own Marcia Bonhart was the MC.
And Jack Pohl is here to MC sports.
That's right, and the high school boys and girls state basketball tournament is really heating up. Coming up next, we've got your highlights and scores from both of the games and boys and girls action next in Total Sports coverage.
Storm Team 2 weather coverage is brought to you by your Dayton Mazda dealers and by Crispin's Contemporary Furniture Showcase.
Looking for something new? I'm the all-new Mazda 626. Let's go for a drive. Let's take the long way, so you can savor my spacious new cabin and my sport suspension. This year, I'm more powerful, longer, and sleeker. I'm the kind of car they park in front. But I was made to move. Let's go for a drive.
Stop by your Mazda dealer today and lease the all-new 626LX for just $219 a month.
Picture this. Soft, elegant fabrics. Smooth, sophisticated leather. Unique, breathtaking designs. Style and comfort. And it's all at Crispin's. Now it's coming into focus. Come to Crispin's and develop a picture-perfect home with the people that make a difference. Crispin's, the last word in contemporary elegance.
On 2 News, 500 tons of train are heading straight for this 3,000-pound car.
4 days until impact, 3 days until impact. We're about to do a simulation that's going to put you in harm's way in a way you've never experienced before.
Dramatic video.
500 tons of steel meets a car.
2 News puts you in the driver's seat at the point of impact. Tomorrow on 2 News at 5.
Getting a lot of phone books lately? Hey, don't worry. You already have the only one you need. The Ameritech Yellow Pages. with more ads and detailed information to help you find exactly what you're looking for.
Hi, I'm going to need a new porch.
Are you with me? All right, let's go get him. Come on, guys. All right, let's hit the hardwood. Come on. Let's take the floor. All right.
No one can walk away from Colonel Sanders' original recipe chicken. It's irresistible. Now get a leg and a thigh, mashed potatoes and gravy, coleslaw, a biscuit, and a medium drink for just $3.99. $3.99.
I'm begging you now. Is that an extra drumstick?
March Madness. Isn't it time for some really good chicken?
Time now for Total Sports Coverage. I'm Jack Pohl. Ding ding, it's the sound of the bell for round one of the Ohio High School Boys State Basketball Tournament. Division III action tonight at UD Arena. Clinton Massey taking on Twin Valley South. And early on, the Falcons came out smoking. Josh Bevan to Justin Phipps. And Clinton Massey was on top. Later, it's Phipps strong on the offensive boards. And he gets the putback. Seemingly in control, but the Panthers would prowl back into this. It's Brandon McIntyre driving baseline, keeps his balance, and it gets it to roll in for two. Later on, with a name like David Good from three-point land, he's got to be good. And he is. Twin Valley South wins it tonight. Final score 53-49. Also at the arena tonight, Oakwood facing off with Middletown Madison. The Lumberjacks, Brian Carlisle with the short jumper in the paint. He gets the nice bounce. Jack's on top. Jack's going to go from three-point land, but it's no good. Brian Draws, though, sticks with it. Come on now. There it is. Gets it in for two. Now, Madison would have a tough time tonight finding the bucket. Finally, they're going to go to Aaron Lawson and give him a shot from three-point land. He drains it, but much too little, much too late. Oakwood rolls 42-25. Meanwhile, the high school girls are in the second round of the tourney. Division III action at Stebbins. Oakwood battling Miami East. Lumberjacks had to play catch-up in this one. Ellery Carl, the bucket and the foul, but Oakwood was still down by 13 in the fourth quarter. The Vikings would keep their distance. Mandy Petrie, the rebound, and the deuce. Miami East now coming at you on the fast break. Watch this. Everyone's going to get a crack at this. I'll do the spin move. Oop, that's not happening. I'll try. Oops, that's a couple. Somebody put this thing in there. There you go. Nice bucket there by Carrie Shivington. Miami East wins it 65-55. In the other game, Versailles and Triad went down to the wire. Kid, you'll never see the game watching it that way. Nevertheless, Lady Tigers' Sherry Barga just inside three, counts it for two. The Triad would answer. Watch this dish from Amanda Herron to Miranda Jeter. Knock it down. But Versailles on a buzzer beater in this one would pull it out. This is Lindsay Hemmelgarn for deuce. Tigers win 38-36. Scoreboard looks like this. Beaver Creek 77-27. Boy, they're tough. Sydney over Tecumseh tonight. Tri-Village over Tri-County North 49-39. And Franklin Monroe outdoes Beaver Creek in the blowout category. Boys action, Preble Shawnee over Carlisle 56-51. Some fantastic gymnastics tonight in Miamisburg. 10 area high school gymnastics teams converged for the first ever Dayton Championships meet. Beaver Creek, Edgewood, Franklin, Springboro, Xenia, and favorites Troy, Centerville, Miamisburg, and Alter competed in preparation for this Saturday's district meet in Cincinnati. The Wright State Raiders began tuning up for the MCC tournament today after closing out the season with the win over the weekend. There's now a glimmer of hope heading into postseason play. Green Bay, Wisconsin's Brown County Arena is the site. Saturday night, the 7th-seeded Raiders will play 2nd-seed Illinois Chicago, who Wright State played very close but lost to in both meetings this season. Head coach Ed Schilling says, when it's tourney time, anything can happen.
We're real excited. We got a win to finish off the season. We've been playing very, very good basketball. Been playing everybody close, and we just hope we can go in and finish strong. Who knows if that means a victory or not. We just got to control the things we can control, and our effort's been outstanding. Our attitudes have been terrific, and we want to just carry that into the tournament.
On the scoreboard then tonight, UConn over Providence. Kansas leads Oklahoma in the second half. The MCC swim meet gets underway this Wednesday at Cleveland State. Both the Wright State men's and women's team went 3-0 in the conference this season. On the men's team, watch for Mike Besko, a sophomore out of Centerville, and Eric Spieler, a junior from Norway, to do some damage. They'll get started in Cleveland State coming up on Wednesday.
All right, Jack, thank you.
And as we head to the break, take a look at these winning lottery numbers tonight. Good luck.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by Dodge Dealers.
Even though Dodge Ram is the bright red gold standard of pickup trucks, we're always improving things. We've made our available Magnum V8s even more powerful. We've improved the already world-class interior. In all, we've made 130 improvements to the Ram lineup since introduction, including this one, our new flow-through ventilation system. New Ram Quad Cab. The rules have changed.
This is a time-starved brain reviewing finances. This is Chris's brain reviewing finances. Chris is a Provident personal banker. You get Chris when you invest $10,000 in our premium index money market account. Chris is a trained professional who can look at your financial picture and show you ways to build and protect your wealth. Life's too short to spend it worrying about money. Call or stop by and discover the simple truth about banking. Provident Bank.
Here's our idea. Show us what's new in computer technology.
We're gathered here in Las Vegas to look at about 10,000 new products representing over 2,300 companies.
This is running on the K6, right?
AT-type form factor chassis.
K6 with a 3D accelerator. How many megahertz?
You guys are pretty sharp. You know all this stuff. Many of these products have never been seen before. If you want to program on the fly, this is really cool.
Showing the next generation of computers to the next generation. Best Buy. Now that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Savor the morning, savor the flavor, served with a smile. Breakfast savers at Bob Evans, the morning's best home style.
Introducing Bob Evans Breakfast Savers. 10 delicious weekday breakfasts for around $2.99.
Breakfast savers at Bob Evans, the morning's best home style. Woo!
It's kind of like an Italian suit. It's kind of like a French bikini. The new 1998 Infiniti i30. Own one, and you'll understand.
Finally, tonight, many of you chose to spend part of your Valentine's Day with Molly and me and several of us from Channel 2. And we want to let you know how that visit has really paid off. The spare change that you dropped into Oprah's Angel Network piggy bank at the Dayton Mall has really added up. Would you believe $10,800? So thanks to all of you, and thanks to Bank One for counting all those pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters.
And rolling it up. What a job they had. We're all rolled up for the night. We'll see you back here.